Visually line up the SSD's pin side with the slot, taking note of the notch that's cut into it. This should line up perfectly with a tab on the M.2 slot and typically results in the SSD's label facing out. It's okay if your SSD has 2 notches but your slot only has 1. This keying means that the SSD is either SATA or supports 2 PCI Express lanes rather than 4. A special note for if your SSD has its own heatsink, the connector side will almost always be on the bottom of the heatsink, with the fins facing outwards. If your motherboard has a heatsink for this slot, you might want to remove the heatsink from your SSD now in order to use that instead. There's usually some clips on the sides that you can just prise apart to release it. There will be a gummy thermal pad on the inside that sticks to it, but no one I'm aware of glues these together, so it shouldn't be a big deal to peel it free.
Alright, enough foreplay already. Angle the SSD by about 30 degrees or so relative to the slot and line it up. It should slip in easily with a little bit of pressure, and once you can no longer see the pins, it should stand up freely on its own. From here, it's easier if you get the tiny Phillips screw on the tip of a magnetic screwdriver before going any further, because you'll need to push the SSD down flat against the standoff we installed earlier and hold it there while you screw it into place. Now you want to be careful with this screw. It's very thin, very fragile, and very easy to misplace. It also offends easily. Line it up and twist it counterclockwise until you feel a little click, then start turning it clockwise to tighten it. It only needs to be snug enough that the SSD no longer moves when you let go. Now you can put your motherboard heatsink back on, if applicable.